Okay, maybe. Okay. Oh, we are live. Okay, cool. It just says that I can't go live on my Twitter, which is fine with me. Whatever. 3 matches into the season, and the Columbus Crew are still searching for their first win of 2026. Columbus settles for a 0-0 draw against the Chicago Fire at Scot's Miracle Grow Field in a match where the Crew control possession, generated a few dangerous moments, but ultimately couldn't find the breakthrough in the final third. There are positives to take away. The Crew kept a clean sheet after conceding 5 goals in the first 2 matches, and the defensive structure looked much more organized. But at the same time, when you dominate stretches of the game at home, these are the matches where you expect to walk away with 3 points. So the big question coming out of this one, is this just early season rust in the attack, or is something missing in the final third right now? On this episode of the Wismen podcast, we're breaking down the key moments from the draw, the performances that stood out, and what the Crew need to adjust as the season continues in Major League Soccer. So without further ado, let's get into it. Not gonna lie, I kind of kill it with the monologues, man.
You're getting better. I like it.
Not
I
gonna
wouldn't
lie.
even know that you're reading it, honestly. If I was listening to it on a podcast, it would sound amazing.
See?
Like just audio form.
I know, right? Welcome in, everybody. Ty Fisher alongside Derik, Abbott. Jerald Lucas will be joining us here in a few moments. Derik, my friend, how are you?
Pretty good. Trying to stay not soggy on this beautifully wet day in Columbus. Although we didn't get the, knock on wood, we have not had the type of thunderstorms they acted like we're going to have, but
yeah, canceling the Wednesday sirens for
yeah,
rain
they did do that. I forgot
stupid.
about that. Yeah.
It's so stupid. It was like, oh, it's supposed to be bad. I was going to go to media availability today, but I was kind of sick to my stomach and I didn't want to be out in the rain. So I'm like, oh. And then my mom told me that they canceled the Wednesday sirens because it's supposed to be super bad. No. It
was a little windy. I think it's supposed to be windy. I think on the app it said like maybe tonight for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm resisting putting out our trash and recycling and all of that because now it's all linked up. It's all in one day. So you, mine and my neighbors are all like in the same spot. So we just kind of rotate but now we got to line them all up. And I'm like, I do not want to wake up tomorrow morning with all of our stuff strung about everywhere in the street. So after this, we will see what the weather is like. Yeah. And maybe out there, with a flashlight, putting everything out there, or tomorrow morning. But I'm hopeful in general that we don't get a massive storm because I don't really want that. Who wants a giant storm? Except for meteorologists.
Not me. It's supposed to be 20-something next week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, great.
It was just 70 Monday and Tuesday. It was crazy.
And then it was like 50, 60. Now it's supposed to be like 29 with the low of 17. And I'm like, dude, I just want to move, man.
Yeah, right. Doesn't sound like a bad idea. Does not sound like a bad idea.
Yeah. You know what else needs to get moving? The Columbus Crew. I'll tell you that much right now. What the hell is happening with this team?
I would say so. 100%.
Crew and Chicago Fire settle for a 0-0 draw in the home opener. I think I don't know, man. This team, I don't know what it is that they're missing, but they were not, I think it was a mediocre game on Saturday.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I mean, in general, any kind of 0-0 game is going to be a bit of a snooze fest typically, unless you have somebody who teams are just shooting and goalies are standing on their head. I will say, I'm sure we were going to talk about, but I'll just bring it up now real quick. I know we were talking about, I think it was late in our show last week, but we were talking about Patrick Schulte and needing to continue to step it up. And I thought he did a really good job. I think he was the man of the match. It was noticeable. I mean, from any part in that stadium, you could definitely tell there's a reason why it ended up 0-0 because it wasn't like Chicago didn't have opportunities to score. Certainly much more than we did, in my opinion. So that was really positive to see. And I think if there is outside of that, another positive I was taking away from it is the defensive performance in and of itself as a whole felt really good. I mean, there wasn't too many times where I felt like they really flubbed up and that's why there was a chance for them to potentially score. But yeah, to your point, I think I'm not really sure what is missing on the offensive side. I will say, um, I've got a friend who texted me the next day. He was on a work trip, so he was not able to watch the game, but asked me in general how it was like going to the game and everything. And I, I distinctly remember telling him like what I thought I knew from the system that we're trying to run and the general idea of what it's supposed to look like. And this is probably a reoccurring theme, a little bit of what I've been saying, but I really felt like I left that game, and then even the next day thinking back on it, like what I saw out there on Saturday was definitely not what I expected to see from like what the offense should look like.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was like by design or they just weren't really able to get to a point of getting into like the formation or the certain areas where people needed to be. I do think that they're getting to the point of the halfway point of what they want to do. But I think it's you got to limit the turnovers, even though there's going to be turnovers. And I think I saw a stat where we are either the highest or the second highest in the league right now through 3 games on turnovers. And we have only had one like counter that's turned into like an attacking chance or something like that. So the disparity of when we're getting to meet in that kind of that middle where you're going to get one or the other result typically, which I all kind of understanding, and it seems like the team is kind of relatively comfortable with doing. Like we're probably going to have a lot of turnovers, but the idea is that when we don't, we should have scoring chances. We're not really getting to the scoring chances part of it. And I'm not sure. I think Abu Ali's doing about as best as he can in most cases to try to do that, but I'm not sure everyone else is kind of there yet to spring it into action, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. And I told Jerald this on Saturday as we bring him into the show. I told him on Saturday, I think it's by the way, our whole vertical thing is just an absolute nightmare right now. I was telling Jerald on Saturday that there were just too many turnovers. And the fact that they were literally like man marking Abu Ali and Rossi like the entire time that we would push forward to get them the ball. It's like there's somebody on one of them that's forcing them to either turn the ball over and Abu Ali or make Rossi kind of like reset and go backwards and can't get that final pass to Abu Ali into the final third. So Jerald, welcome to the show, buddy. I don't know. We're just talking about the game on Saturday and how the kind of like the good things mixed along with the things that we kind of didn't like, but just observations of what we saw.
Good thing is Schulte looked like Schulte of yesteryear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing is he got a clean sheet.
Yeah, actually, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. You're totally right. We did get his first clean sheet.
I don't know if they showed it on the screen and all that, but you could have got a free car wash if they're still doing that for getting clean sheets. I know I'm gonna catch some flack for this, but Max looked horrible.
You said that last week too, right? You noticed you didn't think he was playing very well.
He's not.
Yeah.
Too many turnovers. He keeps playing too far back, and I don't know if that's by design, but I mean, defensively, Moreira and Camacho were 2 stars. If we're doing like hockey, I'd put them at the 2-star. I'd give Patrick the 1-star, right?
Yeah,
the top star, however the hell it is, but it's like Manny said, he's not a left back or a wing back. He's just a winger, and that's what he excelled at in Nazi's system, right? But now we're in a new system. Max is not looking good. Herrera against Chicago, Didn't look like he did against Portland or KC. And for God's sakes, please, somebody tell Rydstrom to start Yevon, because I'm tired of Malday getting caught. Malday gets caught and has to turn. He has to turn his hips. And if it's just like in the NFL, if a cornerback gets their hips turned, that receiver's already burned them.
Yeah.
Right. And he's playing. He's playing. He gets his hips turned too many times in a match. For the love of God, let Yevon come out. And then see after that if Yevon's better than Almason, then you start Yevon from now on. If Almason is better than Yevon, then go from there. But I think Taha did a little bit better. Rydstrom did admit that he probably could have subbed out Diego, because Diego was tired and he was defending too much instead of attacking.
Pretty much everybody was on the ground by the end of that game when the final whistle blew. They were all gassed.
Well, Chicago was. I didn't see too many Crew players laying there on the ground like Chicago. As soon as that final whistle hit, you just saw everybody drop like.
Oh, dude, I counted at least 6 Crew players that were just laying or sitting on the ground. I don't know if anybody noticed this, but Abu Ali was getting tended to by the trainer also after the game.
No,
right outside the 18 bucks.
I don't think it's nothing.
I think it was a cramp, because there's a picture of him that I saw,
like
and he's
calf cramp.
Yeah, he's like stretching out his left leg.
And I think I would not use this as any kind of excuse, but you're talking about, and Ty and I were just talking about this before we really dove into the Crew part. It's just a pretty dramatic changes of weather. And so when you have guys going from the West Coast, slowly trickling back over here, and then you've got days where it's 60, 70, and then days all of a sudden again where it's like, 30s, 40s. I mean, I know these are all professionals and a lot of them have played here for a while, but like that certainly can impact different things like that, cramps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the bad thing too about Saturday, that wasn't Torrey's best game as a ref.
Don't even get me started.
I swear.
Manny started it.
I was getting flashbacks. There was one part, and I didn't see it on a replay or anything. So, and I didn't hear too many people in the crowd say it. I swore there was one part where a ball was kicked, on our side at her, somewhere out of the goal box around the 18, and it hit off of her and went flying right back out of bounds. And I don't remember who got the ball or anything, but I just remember staring at it and then being like, wait a minute, did that just happen? And maybe it didn't. There were enough people close by, but I was getting PTSD from our conversation about the Miami game last year where I was like, no, not again.
Yeah, there was too much, like Manny said. There were too many ankle kicks and attack at the ankles that she didn't call. And to me, it looked like Columbus was the only ones that got yellow cards.
Yeah.
I don't think one Chicago player got a yellow. I could be wrong.
There were a couple.
Maybe. Okay. But how many were Columbus, though, too? 4?
I got to pull up the standings.
Yeah, it definitely felt like there were a fair amount. I was trying to.
But I mean,
what time is there? It is.
But it wasn't her best game as a center ref.
Amundsen's yellow card was such a softie.
Oh
man,
that was such a softie. That was the absolute worst yellow card I have ever seen in my life. If that was a yellow card, she set the bar way too low.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1.
5.
We got 2 yellow cards. They got
6.
1, 2, 3.
There were 6 yellows.
Yeah, 1.
That's crazy.
We got 2. They got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
So they actually got more, which
but it felt like us. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
To be honest, I agree. I thought we had more.
Yeah.
And I told Ty this after the match. I said I would take this draw because it didn't feel like a loss. Now the KC draw, that felt like a loss.
Mm-hmm.
And Ty knew exactly how I felt after, we did a watch along, or no, we didn't do the watch along, but you guys, I told you guys how I felt about that game. And, the Chicago one, I knew Chicago was going to be a handful because Berhalter has them playing better,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even with them having a whole grocery list of players out due to injury, it's still like we honestly had chances. We had some chances there, but we just couldn't finish.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it feels like the beginning part of last year, we had chances last year, but couldn't finish because, hell, Kucho was gone. Right? And Christian was gone. So it was like, who was going to finish? And, and there's some stuff that they worked on from the KC and Portland game that they did better at. They did better defending. They did better transition defense. Right? But now you have to put all that together and you have to put finishing in the final third. That mid third has to be cleaned up because that was probably the sloppiest mid third that I have ever seen a crew team. The sloppiest.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that changes this weekend against Nashville when you got Andre Gomes and
Gomez.
Gomez. Okay, go. All right, what Gomez and
Narman
and Alphabet. Available, right? And Sadik, I think he's more of a 25-minute player. That's what I think. I think Sadik is a 25-minute player.
Yeah, I didn't love the idea that he started that game against Kansas City, personally. And I don't know. Like, I think they have a lot more faith in him than I do going into games. But I would love to be proven wrong, but I don't know.
Well, he's not bad though in the midfield, right? Mm-hmm. But it's playing a full 45 minutes, and you got to look. I mean, he's what, late 20s?
Yeah, he's been around for a little bit.
Yeah, so the body is starting to show some wear. Like, he can still go. He still has a little bit of speed, but to me, he's like a 25-minute player coming in, at the 70th to 75th minute, to finish out a game, right? So, which, I mean, you had the young boys out there just sitting there twiddling their thumbs while they, warming up and all that, just sitting there watching the game. You could have put some of the young cats in. Like, you could have put Chase in, right? You could have put Tristan in, because Tristan actually plays good at the wing too. You could have put Caesar in there and on the back line, right? I think crew fans need to relax. Don't panic yet. I think it's we're getting adjusted to Rydstrom's playing style.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. And it's not only bumps in the road for the players, but it's also bumps in the road for fans. We've been so accustomed to Nancy for 3 years, and honestly, it's hard not to compare anybody to Nancy, but that's who we have to compare. When we have a new coach, right?
I think it's pretty similar to, like, you had Greg and then we moved over to Caleb Porter, and there wasn't a huge difference on, like, overall, like, structuring gameplay from a wide lens. So it was, like, pretty easy to compare the two. And then we had, like, a pretty big shift from Caleb to Nancy. where it took us a little bit to get used to it. And then once we did, and obviously the results eventually, showed for it. And now it's like we know that this system is close to Nancy again, but it's still taking a little bit of time to get used to it. And I think that's just something that we're going to have to, work through, both as fans and, the team is certainly doing it, but as fans as well, just making sure that we understand that, we're only 3 games in, and, we have seen improvement on certain areas. I mean, it's not like we haven't, but the attacking is what everyone's always going to naturally focus on because that's where the goals are being scored 99% of the time. So it's just a matter of like understanding. And I think today they had a really good analogy about it, about like the ex-girlfriend or something like that he said, where it's very easy to go look at the ex-girlfriend and be like, yeah, but like, realistically there's similarities there, and you just got to get comfortable with our new girlfriend or boyfriend, however you want to look at it.
That was a good point. Has Tice choking. No. But no, like Manuel and Manny said, the team fought hard, played an old school crew way, showing, what it meant to be America's hardest working team. And, playing more direct and putting pressure on the other team. That's what we wanted, right?
Yeah.
But like Manny said too, Shelton needs to take more of those long balls. Send them. Just full. In the words of a well-known gamer, full send. Just full send it. Ali's got the speed. Diego's got some speed, but just full send that long ball, right?
What is it they say? F it, he's down there somewhere.
Yeah. Time's up. Let's do this.
Right.
Like Jeremiah Smith's down there somewhere.
Who? Anyway, if you had to grade Henrik Rudstrom and the one sub that he used out of the possible 5, what would you grade it?
C-.
Yeah. That was giving me some flashback to some Nancy days for sure. I was like, what is going on? And to Jerald's point, like when you've got these young guys on the bench, and like my first inclination is not necessarily to assume that he would go that route just because of their experience level. But in those types of games where you could really use a boost of energy for the teams, and you could tell it's like kind of becoming a slog a little bit of a game, you get some people out there who are fresh legs, especially some of these young guys who they probably don't have as much information on from a scouting perspective. You could make some things happen that, are unexpected and may not even be how our game plan is, but at least we got some people out there who have fresh legs and can make some new things happen. So I'd like to see more of that for sure. And at least using more than one sub.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, me and the guy next to me in the press box, we were sitting there. It was like, he's like, this is nuts. He's like, there was only one sub, and we both were sitting there looking after the first one came in. We both kept looking down there like every 3 minutes just to see if there was another. And then here comes Chicago making a sub, and we're looking down like is the Crew's not doing nothing, and then looking over in the corner, looking at the bench, and it's just like. But I get, maybe he saw something, but at the same time, when you got a Chicago team that was gassed like that, throwing them young bucks, because one of two things are going to happen: you're either going to score, or one of them young bucks are going to make a boneheaded move.
Which you would lead.
They have the fresh legs. And
you'd be more inclined to think that the young guys are going to make a mistake, but at least you're putting them out there and giving them the chance to do something good and learn if they do make a boneheaded move.
Or with them having fresh legs and a tired Chicago player might turn around and try to, be a little dirty. Not saying that, Chicago Fire, players have been dirty in the past, but, it's Chicago.
And now we know there was enough yellow cards that we probably could have drawn some additional ones.
Maybe we could have played Uno.
Friends, quick reminder that the official Wismen Say merch store is now live. Hoodies, tees, mugs, hats. If you rep the black and gold, we have got something for you. Grab the new drop at the link in the description. Use promo code CRUISEMAS2026 for free shipping on orders of $75 or more. It supports the show. Oh my gosh, it supports the show. Jesus, and you look great doing it. That promo code will be gone by next weekend. Moving on, gentlemen,
You support snow now? Sheesh.
Huh?
When you were saying it, he's like, it supports the snow.
Oh, I mean,
no, we don't want any more snow. I'm done with the snow. Done. No more snow. It can get cold, but I don't want any more snow.
We have a little bit of breaking news that came across. I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? What's today? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Did I work Tuesday? No, I didn't work yesterday. Monday. Guys, Yaya Boa and Derik Jones have been given lifetime MLS suspensions for violating MLS's gambling policy.
Pete Rosa and Major League Soccer.
What do we think about this before we get into the statements?
But of course, my immediate thought was, okay, it's two guys on the crew, but I really hope they did not bet on the crew. And then when the information came out, they did bet on the crew. And not only that, bet on themselves to get yellow cards, like to actually negatively impact themselves and the team in one way or another. Like just absolutely terrible. Yaya Boa could have come back at any point and people would have like celebrated him. He scored that goal that essentially won us the championship. And then we find out the next year he goes and does this. It's like, what are you doing? Like, that's insane.
I guess his contract wasn't enough, but no. Which sports book lets you bet on yellow cards?
I don't.
Because I would probably be a millionaire by now because I could tell you who's going to get a damn yellow.
I don't think any sports book does, but I think the way that the and I'll actually pull it up here and read it. The MLS statement. Major League Soccer remains steadfast in its commitment to match integrity. The league will continue to enforce its policies, enhance education efforts, and advocate for the elimination of yellow card wagering in all states to protect the integrity of our competition for clubs, players, and fans. Quote, Don Garber. I think it was just like, I think they were just wanting to, I think it was like a whole little group thing, like, or whatever.
They were reverting back to before sports gambling was legal, and they probably had a bookie that they were using, if I had to guess. Because, to Jerald's point, I've never seen any sports book where you can bet on those. And it does raise the question, too, like Don Garber saying that about yellows. I've never been interested in it, but I know it's a bigger thing now. But you've got something like Polymarket and these prediction markets, and MLS is connected with them now. So it's like it's not a great look. And other leagues have this issue too. So it's not, just connected to them. And ultimately it's like, what do you do to curb that? They obviously don't want to not be partnered with these betting companies when they are generating so much money and they can bring in ad revenue and things like that. Mm-hmm. But, I hope it is only a one-time problem and that this type of thing immediately squashes anybody who's either doing it or thinks about doing it. But you got to wonder, even from the slightest bit, like how much of that actually goes on. And I hope it's very minimal and that it's just two guys, but it is really unfortunate that was on our team.
Yeah.
When they played for us.
Yao's stuff wasn't with us.
Yao's was.
Yeah, it was.
So it was part with us and then also with LA.
I think it's just with us, honestly.
I thought it was with it when Derek Jones got the yellow card. That was a specific one.
Yeah, against Red Bulls. Yeah.
All right.
I saw the play. Somebody clipped the play.
Doesn't.
What's so stupid? Like
it was so dumb. And then they zoomed in on his face, and you could I don't know. You're trying to read the guy's emotions to see does he know? And I was just staring at it intently, and I don't know. You couldn't really tell, but part of your brain, half your brain is trying to compartmentalize that he definitely is not giving off any indication, and then the other part, when I watch it again, I'm looking for it and I'm like, oh yeah, I think right there he's kind of smirking and stuff. Really, I don't have no clue. I was just trying to find one way for it to make sense one way or the other, but
FanDuel doesn't allow this, so
in DraftKings doesn't, because I use DraftKings more than some of the other ones, and I've never seen an option for yellows.
Which if FanDuel offered that, I'd be betting on Miami all the time.
I haven't seen it on Fanatics. I haven't seen it on FanDuel. I haven't seen anything, quite honestly.
When Caesars and MGM, and those are not going to have it.
Oh yeah, no, they're not going to have that. And MGM barely has anything.
Yeah, Bet365. I've got
it. Might.
Bet365. They might. Well,
but if it was on there, I'd be definitely be going for Miami every week. You still got
true.
The Crew put out a very longer statement from a spokesperson. The Columbus Crew are proud of the reputation we've established in MLS and global soccer that's rooted in respect and integrity throughout our organization. We fully condemn all actions and notions that aren't aligned with these critical values for our club and any individual's activity contradicting the principles of fair competition that are pivotal to our team, league, and sport. The Crew, who strictly adhere to all MLS policies on educating and enforcing sports gambling regulations with team personnel, fully cooperated with the league since first learning about the inquiry regarding the players in question. Given the nature of the investigation, the club defers all comment on its results and discipline to the league. So yeah, when I saw that, I was like, brother.
I knew it had to be something big, because Derek, you take away Yao Yabo and Derek Jones for the rest of the season, and they weren't even allowed in the facilities. It was something big.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean,
and ironically enough, it was around all that same time when the NBA had stuff going on too, with players gambling and whatnot.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So I don't know if this is the new craze with athletes or whatnot, but I mean,
I know the Lions had
to do better.
Players a couple years ago that the NFL said that players can do sports betting, but they can't gamble on the sport that they play, right?
And they can't do it in their facilities either. I think that was a big thing too.
5 of the players did it in the practice facility, or were at least connected to the team's Wi-Fi, which let it. Either way it goes, you're still you're in the facility if you're connected to the damn Wi-Fi.
Right.
Like you dum-dums, but
yeah, it's really boneheaded. Honestly, it's just I
think this is deserving.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I think it really is, but we could talk about another player that got away with sports gambling, but that's a different day. Happens to live out on the West Coast.
Oh, I know where you're going with that. Yeah,
I'm clueless. So,
what's
Atani?
But it wasn't him though. It wasn't him. It was his agent.
His interpreter.
It was
his interpreter.
It was his interpreter. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he paid his interpreter to take that fall.
He's making a lot of money. It would definitely, you could see it, right? You could definitely see that being the case.
Because especially if that came out that, he gambled on, the Dodgers. And, it found out that it was him that did that, he would get the Pete Rose treatment with a snap of a finger. And then now you're talking about one of the bright, young, international players that's pretty much the face of Major League Baseball right now, gone. Which, I mean, it would help every other team in baseball because
He's like a cheat code, honestly.
yeah, but that's
I
a
will
different
say you
show.
never saw this happening when the Crew were partnered with Tipico, though. They were my favorite. They were my favorite betting people, but
and that ended at after 23.
yeah. So we know it wasn't with them.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank God.
Moving on now, the Crew are back in action on Saturday against Nashville SC. They are currently playing right now, and I believe that it is halftime.
0-0.
Yeah, it's the start of the second half. Nothing at Geodis Park. So they have a game, but do we think that they're going to be tired on Saturday? No.
Yes.
Who are they? So you two are more plugged into it. I actually didn't even realize. I haven't watched any of that tournament yet, just because we're not in it and I don't care. But do we know if they're playing like they're a bunch of their starters, maybe some of them?
I haven't even looked at rosters. I haven't looked at anything for CONCACAF.
No, I haven't either.
So I'll give you an idea of who they're playing. They have Christian Espinoza, Hani Mukhtar, and Sam Sturridge all starting.
Okay.
And
so they got
Andy
their
Nahar.
Starters playing. Yeah, they got their
More or
starters
less,
going up against Messi.
Is that Reed Baker Whiting? Yeah, Reed Baker Whiting.
Joe Willis.
Joe Willis is not starting.
Oh. So they might save him for Saturday.
I believe it.
Him and his mustache.
Alex Mule's on the bench. Daniel Levitz is on the bench. Taxet's on the bench. Yeah.
This is the first leg, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I figured so.
But golly, Miami has all their starters starting.
Oh, yeah.
Falcone, Noah Allen, DePaul, Yannick Bright, Segovia, Messi, Allende, Bertarame, Dane St. Clair. Anyway, Saturday, Columbus looked to get their first win of the season. I think just the biggest question is, how do we get it?
I mean, we got to see offense. I mean, that's easy to say because we didn't score any points last week. But I mean, realistically, we need to see improvement now on that side. Like, we've seen improvement from the defensive end. Schulte, I mean, obviously he's a defensive player technically, but I kind of consider Keeper to be like the third pillar of the team. I think we need to get Gomez and him in particular. And I know we all have talked about is there concerns about how healthy he can stay. I think you have to introduce him. He's probably not going to start realistically. I mean, I guess there's a small chance, but he needs to be out there to help out the middle of the field. And then I think you need guys to have continued confidence that, when you get the ball where you need it to be in the last third and kind of behind some of their defenders, you need to spring that attack. And, we've seen now when you have the double-edged sword of we're going to get turnovers, but we're also going to get chances to score. We've seen the turnovers. Now we need to see the chances to score. If we are constantly in front of if this is a game where we're constantly in front of the net and we're just missing or something like that, wow, that's going to really annoy me. I can live with it because it means that we've shown the progress to be able to get to that point. I haven't seen a ton of that. I mean, the first game, sure, and even the second one to an extent as well. But I mean, I'm going to see it consistently, and Nashville is number 2 in the standings right now. So you're going against a good team, a literally good team based on standings after 3 games. It's starting to you're starting to see it shake out a slight bit on who's good and who's not. So if you really want to make a difference and show that you are progressing, you need to start making that type of improvement now. You've had the 3 weeks to start tinkering around. Now I want to see them start to put it together, all the pieces, all at once.
I mean, Rydstrom said it today that, it could take, sometimes it takes a couple months. We're 3 games in. There's still 31 more games.
Mhm.
This will make the fourth game. So I think Columbus, if they were to pick up the win, they have to keep playing and keep believing in themselves.
Mhm.
Start to buy in on Reichstrom's system. Start believing in it, because the more you start believing in his system, the more things come to fruition and positive things start happening.
Do we think that they even really want to buy into the system? Just by the way that they're playing?
I do. It's just it's a learning curve. When you've had the same system for 3 years, right? It's not that simple to break old habits. It takes about to break a habit, it takes about 4 weeks. To form a new, to break a habit takes about 4 to 6 weeks. We're in the 4th week now, so maybe a couple more weeks, maybe even longer than 6 weeks to break old habits. But I think you start seeing you're seeing more belief and buy-in. Rudy was shocked at how well he did against Chicago, right? Taha looked better. It sucks not having Dylan out there right now.
Yeah.
But Steven, he, after coming back from the personal leave of the first game, you saw he was a little bit tired. He was a little bit he wasn't happy when he came out against KC. But this game, it looked like Steven of old. Now there was a couple times he could have took a shot. And he did take that one long banger though, but almost.
Yo.
Yeah.
A worldy of a goal if that goes in. That's a Puskas winner right there. My word.
Yeah, but I mean, that's all that needs to happen for Columbus to get a win on Saturday is more shots. The more shots you have on target, something's bound to go by Joe Willis. Whether it's a ball, a player, a water bottle, hell, maybe even the ref. Something's bound to go by Joe Willis into that net. Maybe a beer bottle or beer can.
No, please no. Then they'll make us go back to cups. I don't want that.
Hey, I liked it though at MLS Cup. They had the cup chain.
Yeah, that's true. That was funny. That was very funny. I that is fun when they do that.
I haven't taken a tour of to see the new renovations yet. Like,
I have no idea. Is it the seats?
Yeah, the new premium seats, and
I mean they look okay.
We sat or stood, I should say, but like really close to them. Yeah. And like honestly, in most of the cases, like I did not even realize they were there. Like we were on the lower bowl of like the Nordeck. And until you looked up, you couldn't tell. And I don't see that as a bad thing by any means. Like I'm glad that it's there, but like it's not something you necessarily notice. Now that entrance is still closed. I'm not sure what exactly construction they're still doing over there. So that did create like a little bit more of a congestion all around, just because a lot of people on that side usually take it in. We usually will walk around. So I got to do like a general walk around. I mean, to me, there didn't seem to be a ton of differences. The things I noticed the most were the light show deal that they had at the beginning was very cool.
That was sick.
Keep that up.
Yes.
I'm really glad they brought that and really improved upon it. And then it looked like they were trying to do a slight incorporation of some lasers from the corners, like up.
Yeah.
But the smoke was so crazy that like you couldn't really see them. So hopefully, I don't know. It's tough to say because they do smoke a lot. So like the smoke bombs and stuff. So like we'll see. Hopefully they can improve upon that because people love lasers. It's tried and true for any like concert you've ever been to. The lasers come on, energy level goes up. People love lasers. One thing I will say that I just could not believe that they did was
play Mariah Carey.
I didn't even put 2 and 2 together on that one.
No.
Oh, because of Christmas, the All I Want for Christmas.
Yes,
I was fine with that as long as it's a one-off thing.
Yeah,
you can't do that every game by any means.
That is the best Christmas song that will ever be played.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
My birthday. Yes.
I was totally fine with that. And I remember it first week. I don't know if we like poo-pooed it, but like the match igniter thing, they moved it down to that corner.
That's so stupid.
Hated they moved it to that corner.
I hate that they changed the entire thing.
Yeah, and now it's just a giant logo, so they don't even bust through it. They just walk around it
with a freaking fake torch.
With the fake plastic-looking torch, which did they still call it the igniter, or did they have a different name? Okay, and then they just like I don't even know what they lit. I couldn't tell what they were lighting, but
it's like a little rock with like a little
like a
square candle wick thing.
Oh no!
So stupid.
Do the TNT looking thing.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know why they changed that.
That's the whole point of match igniter, right?
Yes.
That's the whole point of the igniter part, because you break through a wall, right? You're the boss. I'm a boss ass bitch, is whoever said that artist. And then the ignite part, you just blow something up, like,
and it goes boom.
Yes,
cool.
And then you wave then you wave the flag.
Yes,
yeah. It's great. It was great. It would actually usually I don't like stuff like that. I thought it actually really added to it. I'm only if I'm gonna put my hat on.
And no jackhammer either.
Well, we wouldn't. Was there not one? We didn't score a goal, so I didn't even get a chance to see if they did anything different with it.
I did see it be not brought in. I did see it down there,
but they didn't introduce.
I wondered about that. I wasn't paying attention.
That's fair. because they used to do that. Yeah.
And as much as some people really hated it, I was kind of this is kind of lame. But now it's like anything.
Yeah.
They do it, you think it's kind of lame, and then you get so used to it. Then when they don't do it, you're like, this is what are we doing? Why are we not doing it? We should keep doing it. But the whole busting through the thing, I was like, so my logistics mind is saying I've seen them before have to bring the whole thing in or remove all of the stuff. And when you're removing it from the Nordic area, that's probably not an easy thing to maneuver around depending on where they're storing it. Whereas if it's down that little area, that area is kind of made for moving things in and out. So I can understand why they moved it from that standpoint. If they said that's the reason, I get it. Totally understand it. But it just came off as so not exciting versus how it was. But it was elevated. Everybody could see, literally everybody could see it. Even, except for unless you were directly in front of it really low in the Nordeck, then you couldn't. But now it's in the corner. Nobody on our side, we could barely see it. We're all leaning over the edge. What's going on down there? So you're just watching it on the TV. But I don't know. I hope they maybe workshop that a little bit.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring an example into this. Okay, I love how, by the way, we just went from Nashville SC to back to the home opener and all this. Well,
we're really diving deep into just the camaraderie of the game.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna bring an example into this, and I think this is the way that they should do it now. Okay, so there's a team in the Eastern Conference that has, I wouldn't say something similar to it, right? But they place it right in front of the supporter section. Okay? I think that they should put the match igniter right in front of the supporter section, right? And do it that way.
That's not terrible. It's better than in that corner.
Do that.
Huh?
There's 2 teams that have something like that.
In the East?
Yes.
I'm talking about on the field.
Yes.
Who?
Charlotte.
Charlotte has theirs not on the field.
They comes into the they come off of the field into the stands to that throne.
I'm talking about on the field.
So Atlanta.
No.
I don't even know which teams you guys are. I don't even know what these things are that these teams do.
Okay.
Honestly, I have no clue. I'm totally lost.
I hate to bring it up because there are little brothers down south. But
Oh,
Cincinnati,
yeah,
when they
sword thing.
pull the sword out, it's like
Yeah,
right
yeah.
at like the 18-yard box, right? So I'm thinking, hey, if they add an extension to the back of it, so that way nobody knows who it is.
Yeah, like hiding in it.
Yeah,
Like a
they
little
add an
fence or
extension to the
something.
back, and then they come around.
And they cut the
And-
lights,
and-
and then the person goes in.
Yeah,
Cutting the lights would actually really improve even the corner idea, I think, to make it a little more like spotlight on it would go a long way.
yeah. And I think Manny has a point. I think they're just trying to take away from the Nordeca,
I mean,
which sucks.
yeah, I really hope that isn't the case, but you could see, I can absolutely see that point for sure.
I mean, they got to pay for the new stadium in Brook Park somehow, right?
Yeah. Oh my.
Brook Park, where's that at?
That's the
A
new
suburb
Browns
of
facility.
Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, we're gonna go on the whole. We cannot spiral into the Deshaun Watson contract stuff.
Sorry.
We'll go on a way bigger tangent about
Sorry.
it.
But
me
you know,
and my
just-
coworkers were talking about Bridge Park all week, and
Oh my
like,
God.
and
Yeah.
like, so Bridge Park was stuck in my head, and I'm like, Brook Park. I thought it was called Bridge Park.
But just to say, you know, we have our little sisters down south.
Brother.
I call them sisters.
Touche.
It's Kentucky.
Our siblings.
Yeah.
But congrats, and I know probably people will get mad at me, but congrats to Cleveland getting the next pro team.
Yeah, that logo looks real nice, I think.
Well, Austin fans are trying to say that Cleveland copied off of them, you know, and it's, you know, and somebody said, well, you guys took it from the Save the
Yeah,
Crew movement.
right there.
So, you know, whatever the case, but congrats to them. And I'm anxious because now we're really going to have a battle of 71. You know, we're really going to have a battle of 71 with Columbus having to go north and south. We might have an Ohio Cup in soccer now.
That'd be nice. That'd be
But-
pretty cool. I'm not mad about that.
Their colors are not bad either.
It's a good combo. It's
Well,
not
watch
one
them
that you
come
see
out.
a lot.
Watch them come out with like orange and brown and green.
Oh, they'll have a secondary or alternate kit that will definitely be brown and orange for sure. No doubt about it.
Really quick, fellas, back on to
The actual game coming
to the
in.
actual topic at hand. Currently 62nd minute, nothing still. I think the defensive question is, how the hell do we stop Sam Surge?
You can't.
We're gonna need Schulte to do what he did last week and continue on his trajectory back up to where he was.
There's not a way to. I hate to say it, but Sam Surge is one of the young kids that are making a name. He's going to be in Europe soon.
Oh,
Back in Europe.
yeah, back in Europe.
Nottingham Forest of all teams.
Crazy. That was a fun discovery.
I know they're kicking themselves right now.
Oh, they have to be.
Like seeing
Yeah,
how
he's
many
lighting
goals
it
he's
up.
been scoring, and Nottingham needs scorers right now.
I will go as far as to say I think he is a dark horse for a golden boot this year.
I mean, he has to be, but it's hard to stop him. And also have to contain Mukhtar.
Yeah. I will
You know,
say we've done a decent job versus Mukhtar in the past few years, I feel like. But now that you have a secondary scoring attack, or arguably first for them, but you have another scoring threat as good as he is, makes it entirely different ball game when you're thinking about Mukhtar now, because you can't just man mark one person now. You've got multiple threats coming at you, and the defense has to be on its A game. We can't see mistakes.
I think the key to a crew victory to me is my top one. Score early.
Yeah.
Put the pressure on, Nashville. Put them on their heels. Because if you open up the scorebook first and early, now you don't really have you can play once you score early, you can play loose.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You don't have to play too serious. It's not you don't have to be the Joker, why so serious, face. But you can play loose, and when you play loose, loose is fun. And loose is fast. So you open up the scoring early, get on the board, and you put them on their heels. Because then once you start playing loose, that puts all the pressure on Nashville.
Yeah, and I think you raise a good point too, because there definitely could be something to say about when they are playing in a way where there's going to be a high chance of turnovers. And like I was saying earlier with the stat about we've lead the league in turnovers so far. If you were getting into a position where then you are like where they want you to be to then spring an attack, and you're concerned about making sure you don't do the turnover portion of it, that gets in your head and you start playing tighter. Whereas if we score early, it could give the team a little more confidence to not, like Jerald said, like they're not going to play, or they will be playing looser, where they're not as concerned about, oh my gosh, I don't want to make a mistake and turn it over. It could lead to a goal. If you get that confidence early that we can do what we want to do out here, that makes the most difference when it comes to a mentality standpoint. And really, even you string a win or two together in a row where you have confidence like that, that immediately will propel you to that next level of where we want to see progression in this system, I think. So it's more of being able to get to that point of confidence. And I think just scoring those early goals and eking out a win, even if you have to gain that confidence very quickly, in my mind.
In case anybody missed it, fellas, we're in bananas on Saturday.
Yeah. I didn't know that we were really I
Holy.
didn't think we were gonna roll those out too much this season, just based on them doing all the photo ops with the black shorts and stuff.
Yeah.
But first Nashville, I guess we have to establish
We
are the
have to
team.
assert our dominance.
That's our color, not
Correct.
yours.
We're in bananas, Schulte's in purple. Fellas Bazakos, Brian Dunn, Justin Howard, Elvis Usmanovich are our officials. Nashville in all blue, Joe Willis or whoever's in net in orange. I had no idea that this was going to be a 6:15 kickoff. So I'm like 75% not going to be there. If I am, I'm probably just going to let Austin do everything. I'm probably just going to go down and film post match. So yeah. Other than that, fellas, do we have any predictions?
Well, I think one, just to point out too, it's a 6:15 start. It is a
6:30 kickoff.
Yes.
Is it 6? I thought it was 6.
Well, it said 6:15 now, but it'll be 6:30.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's never on time. But it's also St. Patrick's Day is on Tuesday. So every local establishment around the stadium and around the city will be there'll be St. Patrick's Day type celebrations going on all the time throughout the day, because they always want to celebrate as close as they can, and usually it's the weekend before. So there'll probably be a ruckus atmosphere again, just like there was last week. It was fantastic, just going around and being out and about around the Arnold, the Blue Jackets Arena. Well, I'm talking from just a lot of people out energy. So you've got all of that going on. So I expect the energy to be very high still, regardless of a slightly earlier start time and the weather. looking like it's going to be much chillier, probably closer to an actual Christmas game than what last week was from a weather perspective. And I'm going to take it to the bank. We are going to win the game. I'm kind of waffling on a score here. I'm going to go. I did this week, and that really backfired in my face.
Do we want to pull this up first, just so we can?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah.
What do we still all say? Oh, Ty, good job.
I got the result correct. I didn't. I mean, I didn't get the score right, but I got the outcome correct. So yeah, me and Jerald are tied with 1 point. Poor Derik still sitting in the basement.
I had too much. I've got too much positivity and confidence in this team right now. Clearly. I'm gonna go.
Hey,
no one predicted the clean sheet. Yeah,
I did too.
Oh yeah. Jerald did. Yeah, he had 2-0. I had 2-2. Derik had 3-1.
Yeah, mine was absolutely cooked. About halftime, I was like, "Oh, there's no way. This is not going to be a 3-1 game." I'm going to say 2-1 Crew.
You got 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1 Crew. And Abuli's going to score. How about that? I would like to see it better than that. I would like to see him come out, score early, and just be like house on fire, because they're now like annoyed with how the last game went at home, Christmas, and to not score any goals and end up with a tie. I mean, tie's not the end of the world, but like nobody scored any goals or anything. Like, I think they're gonna have a slight chip on their shoulder to put on a better performance, regardless of how good Nashville is at this point.
Well, Columbus hasn't beaten Nashville at home.
Really?
We have.
In the playoffs, didn't we, like 2 years ago or three? I don't know. One of those playoffs we did.
It was 2020.
Yeah. During the COVID year.
Are we counting that, or are we talking during the regular season?
During regular season.
During the regular season.
I don't
know. Columbus has not won at home against Nashville.
MLS fact and record book.
I honestly think a lot of times we play Nashville happen to fall on like days where I have some kind of commitment and I haven't gone to the game, because I don't remember a lot about at least the home Nashville games for whatever reason. Manny said Leagues Cup. I don't remember playing them in league.
We're 3-1-2 against Nashville at home.
Really?
I'm looking at the fact and record book from MLS. Unless I'm blind. Yeah, we're 3-1-2 against Nashville at home.
I've only seen the draws and the loss. Yes.
We have scored 8 goals. We've allowed 3.
Ooh.
Because I know my first year covering the team, it was Pipa's retirement day, and we lost 1-0.
Oh, I was at that. Wait.
So.
I thought it was retirement day. Was that a different thing that we celebrated when he came back with Miami? Because didn't we do something for him then, or was this was a different day?
This was his a 1-day contract.
Yeah.
I don't think I was at that, actually, now that I think about it. I think I may have missed that, which sucks because he's like my favorite player of all time. I think I was literally out of town. Ugh. Well, that sucks.
So my prediction.
Wait, hold on, Derik. You said 2-1?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All my bets are getting closer and closer to like tie or us losing, and I don't want to get to that point. So I really need us to win this week.
I'm going to go back with my same one. I'm going to be bold this weekend. I'm going to say 3-0.
Man, that would really instill a lot of not want to say confidence necessarily, but like positivity back into the fan base, which right now feels in like kind of like nobody's really angry, but nobody's really positive either. Everyone's just kind of riding in this middle line, which is realistically where everyone should be probably, but that would really bump the positivity scale up for a lot of people.
Leagues Cup. Did we play Nashville in Leagues Cup? I don't think we did.
I think we did. No, we didn't.
I don't remember playing them in Leagues Cup.
I don't remember either.
I know we played them in 2020
Yeah,
in the Eastern
I remember
Conference
watching that.
semis because Pedro Santos scored the winner.
Also, super underrated crew legend right there.
Oh, by far.
I went from hating him to absolutely loving him by the end of his tenure with us.
Oh my God, I think everybody did. I think everybody did. Everybody hated him because he was just
flopping nonstop. But then
Yeah.
he started to really gain control of the flopping, and then it was like on. Then he was executing it flawlessly.
Love Pedro, man. I'm going to go on the contrary against both of you guys.
Oh,
I'm going to say Nashville wins 2-0.
yeah, you're just saying that because you're not going to be on the podcast next week, so you don't have to talk about it. And me and Jerald would have to have a full-blown discussion about.
It's not next week; it's the following week.
2 weeks.
Oh, great. Okay, perfect. I think we're going to try to get out of it. You got to wallow in the misery with us if that happens.
Nah, it's the 25th. Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-0 Nashville. Sam Surge is just too good, man. He's just that guy.
Yeah,
I hate to say that. All right. Anything else before we end the show with this last segment? It's a new one that I'm introducing. By the way.
Diego Fagundes is signing with New England.
Is he signing? I saw he was training. Is he officially signing, or is he still training?
That's what I saw on Twitter just now. That he's going to be signing.
Manny
back
says
with
3-3.
Oh, that's a man.
Manny has no faith in the defense at all. He's been running with that for a while now. So he was not. He was
back.
Is he available?
Huh?
Hinestroza back.
No, we don't.
I don't think he's going to be the lightning rod that changes the trajectory of the team. I'll say that. I want to see Gomez. I'm very excited to see what we get with him, and I hope he gets some substantial playing time, not subbed in at the 80th minute type stuff. Oh, I do want to mention real quick before we get to this last segment. Orlando City.
Wow, he really is signing with Revolution.
Already canned their coach. They gave him the Nazi treatment, except he had been there much longer. Orlando City.
Oh, Orlando, yeah.
And speaking of Nazi, they would be fools not to at least reach out to him to see if he's interested. I don't know that he would be, but I mean, they got to check it out.
He's got to be top of the list. He's got to be top of the search list.
You got to put out the feelers.
For MLS.
Yeah, at least for MLS for sure.
There's no way he's going back to Europe.
Now I will say
right now.
They need to be, because I know last year they were kind of sliding a little bit, and then it obviously trickled into this year, and then they just said they had enough. If he comes in there, it's kind of be the same thing like Celtic. You know, they need to definitely wrap their heads around. It's not with the players they have and everything, regardless of who they are. He's got a specific system. He's going to need to get guys to be bought on board, or to get on board with it. They probably don't have all the guys that he realistically wants there. And that's, a slight work in progress when you get a coach like that. But it wouldn't be the craziest thing ever if you see a headline in the next week to a few weeks of them trying to get him to come on board.
Where did this thing go? Yeah, no, if I'm Orlando, I would have been monitoring him when things started to go bad at Celtic.
Mm-hmm.
When things started to go bad at Celtic, I'm like, hey, if he is open to return to MLS, put him on the list.
It's kind of like when coaches kind of flame out in NFL or college, and then they find like a really good coordinator job. It's like a soft landing spot where you can kind of build yourself back up. Like that would be a good move for him. But we don't know what his aspirations are at this point. But like, it makes sense for everybody, except for us. I don't love it, but.
All right. Anything else?
That's all I had.
I cannot type to save my life. Oh my days, brother. I know I had something here for it. Okay. Let me generate the prompt again. For the last segment of
Riveting audio.
I know, right?
We're all watching Ty learn how to use AI for the first time. I'm just kidding.
Oh man, this thing is great.
Where'd you learn how to type?
Oh my god, dude, it was here. I know it was here. It was so good.
Just type in the prompt and ask it to go back to what it said it was, like what it had pulled up earlier.
But the thing is like it's so freaking messy. Here it is. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to start ending the show with the Wismen Question of the Week. And it does not have, it's not going to be soccer related. It's almost like the yellow card, red card segment that we did.
I missed it.
Okay. My bad.
Long live RIP segment.
Jesus Christ. Why does my music keep playing? There we go. Okay. So this one, it's similar to what we asked Nick.
I was going to say, is this where you got that idea from? Okay.
Yes, it is. So everybody must answer one completely random question that has nothing to do with soccer. Okay. So I think the question is going to be, give me your one bold take about either sports, culture, or food. And everybody watching, you guys can participate too.
Sports culture as like a one thing?
No. One bold take about sports, culture, or food.
Ooh. It's like you're putting, I think it's funny because you're like putting us on the spot, but like if you were just sitting at like the bar, like at the bar top with your friends for a few hours, you would run through a million of these types of things. I could come up with a list of 700 of them, and now I'm like, spotlight's on, and I'm like, my mind went blank.
Yeah.
What's annoyed me recently? Plenty of things.
I'll give you mine to.
Okay, you go ahead and start off.
I think that pickles are the absolute worst thing on the planet of Earth.
Wow, that's kind of a hot take.
I absolutely if here's the thing, okay? If I had two foods and I had to eat one for the rest of my life, and it was between pickles and cow tongue, give me cow tongue.
Have you had cow tongue before?
I've not had cow tongue before, but it's probably.
I was like, when are you going out and ordering that?
it's probably miles better than those little green things that people put on their burgers.
Hey, now,
dude. Okay, so it's so funny you say this because like we get, I literally had to look it up. We get this brand of pickles called Grillos, and there are some times where I will just like unscrew the cap and like take like a fork and just fork out individual ones and just eat them. They're so good.
See, you belong in a straitjacket.
I don't like them on burgers though. I'll say I do not put those.
They don't make a straitjacket big enough for me.
Manny says cow tongue tacos are bomb.
That's my nickname. Is Pickles. I would tell everybody that right here on live.
Ooh, look, we're learning a lot of new stuff.
I was a kid. I slept walk out of my bed in the middle of the night. My mom woke up just to check on me, started panicking because she couldn't find me. She found me in the kitchen with the refrigerator open and me sitting on the floor just eating a jar of pickles. So
awesome.
That is my nickname, is Pickles, and I love pickles. You know, the bread and butters are my favorite. Garlic, the actual garlic.
Oh yeah.
Another one.
Try Grillos.
I like the gherkin. I like the gherkin pickles.
Oh, see, that's you lost me there. I'm not a big fan of those.
Why am I friends with you guys? You guys like pickles. Like that's so.
Because we're all sickos.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
a sicko.
exactly.
I don't like pickles. I'm not a sicko.
You
That's
might be
weird.
the sicko because you don't like pickles. Actually, you might be the sicko one. You'd rather eat cow tongue. It's actually so funny that you said cow tongue.
If it came down to those two foods, yes.
I was watching a Vegas travelers vlog, and they went to all these different food places along the strip, and they went to like this very popular one that supposedly has the best tacos, and it's supposedly really cheap. There's always a massive line. I've actually never been to because of that, but in the video, the girl who was hosting it or filming it, they got all these tacos, and she was like, the best one is the beef tongue. You got to get the beef tongue. And I remember just thinking, who on earth is going to be ordering beef tongue tacos? And then you come back with the cow tongue tacos, and Manny's over here saying they're good. I'm going in a few weeks. I may have to try the beef tongue. I can't speak to cow tongue, but beef tongue.
It's the same thing.
You're going to Vegas?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. I'll be there in April. I'll be there in April.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I got mine. Mine's like more topical just because I was talking to you about it earlier, Ty. But one thing, I guess we'll probably fall in the culture standpoint. One thing I will never understand, and I feel like quite literally 99.9% of people would agree with me on this. Why is it every year we have to collect all of these pieces of paper, or now it's a little more digital where you download them. You got to individually put in all your numbers for your taxes, even though the government already has all this information and they should be able to just spit out the stuff for you. It makes no sense to me. It becomes an incredible headache because you could be the most, unless you're in that financial field where you're doing taxes for people all the time, I guarantee you do not have every single little piece of thing you need and then never have to go look for something else. If you do, you are wildly organized, and I would love to learn from you because I'm certainly not this organized. But having to spend an hour plus in a lot of cases to crunch all these numbers to put in here, to then 2 weeks later, get some money back, that they have all this information. And you get penalized if you accidentally fill something out wrong in the process.
Yeah.
And they know it's wrong because they already have the information. It blows my mind. It drives me crazy. I would not normally have brought that up, but that's just because it's something I'm doing right now, and it frustrated me. Because I'm in the process of having to find a thing or two that I thought I had and I definitely don't have, and it's an adventure.
Taxes suck.
Yeah, they're a pain in the ass. I mean,
adulting sucks.
When they get, I know I work in a field where I am privy to a lot of individuals, like beginning of July reaching out or beginning of January reaching out and saying, when am I going to get my W-2? And inevitably it's always like, wait a few weeks, you'll get it. And the amount of people who like really always want to file their, I'm never one of those people that's like, I got to do it the day I get everything. I know there's a lot of people out there like that, but they give you like all this time. And then I would imagine most people probably wait until like weeks before it's due, honestly, like, because nobody wants to do it. It's terrible. You're just like punishing us to do more like bookkeeping than what we really want to do in this age of technology. Yeah. And I am done. I feel a lot better now that I've gotten it off my chest.
I'm done. All right, Jerald, you go. Last one.
My bold take is that, damn, I just lost it. Oh. My bold take is that, and I'm gonna go with some sports.
Okay.
But I am going to say that with how well they're playing right now, Jackets will be in the Stanley Cup playoff, or will be in the Stanley Cup playoff, and will make it to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Dude, you want to see the city become unhinged. I mean, I really think, like, we've got the Crew, we've got Ohio State, But I mean, I think the Blue Jackets, like quite literally, it would be a whole nother level. Now, I think that's a little. I really hope that you're Nostradamus over there and you're predicting some future. Okay,
I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna pull this back up because I had it up yesterday. When you're looking at it, wild card. Give me that damn thing. Columbus is literally 2 points from the second wild card, right? 3 points from the first wild card. 3 points from number 3rd in the Metropolitan. I'm just saying, they only have 3 losses since Bones took over.
Mm-hmm.
3 losses. And they pick up Connor, what's his name?
Garland.
Connor Garland. And he has 4 goals in 2 games. With a brace last night over Tampa Bay.
Huge.
Where's
Ty's
that
taking
meme
a
at?
screenshot. Ty's taking an updated meme, I think, right now. No, okay. So I was at the game that they won when they beat the Lightning to win that series. And I mean, I forget. It was like a Tuesday night, some random night during the week. And it was insane spilling out of that state. Like we went to the bar. We had no business being at the bar at that point, but like it was just flooded. The streets are flooded with people like partying. Now I got to ask this, and this is more of to piggyback off of you saying they would make the Stanley Cup. This goes across like all sports. Would you rather have your favorite team make the championship game and not win, or not make it at all?
Can I answer this?
For Columbus, I would. If they make the championship game, I don't care if they win. They made it.
Yeah,
in 25 years we have never
Jackets,
been.
Yeah.
In 25 years we have never been to the Stanley Cup final.
Mm-hmm. I would say most of my teams, I would not want them to make it, but you're right. Especially with the Blue Jackets, making it would feel like winning it. Honestly,
I think this team is special, and I really think that the way that Bones has them playing, and the fact that some of the couple trades that Don Waddell has done this year, and the players are starting to get back healthy. And starting that chemistry is just like, oh my God, and they're playing loose. Hell, what was it the night that Mark Henry lit the cannon? There was multiple fights in the corner.
Yeah, there was. It was fight night.
Was that the Utah game?
Yeah, Gangster Granny
Saturday night.
Lit the cannon against the Kings. But there was multiple fights, and it was just like, holy shit, the energy was just rocking there. And they lost in overtime. They still gained a point. And then they lost in overtime against the Kings. They still got a point on that one. But just the way that they're playing right now, they will make the playoffs. And I told Ty, I said, Columbus makes the playoffs. No team wants to see Columbus.
No,
in a 7-game series, nobody wants to see Columbus the way. And, of course, Ty raised his hands like, there's a team that wants to see them.
Shut up.
Who are you a fan of again, Ty?
I knew this was going to bite.
Lightning or the Panthers, one of those Florida teams.
First of all, the Panthers can absolutely liquidate, and I'd be the first one to toast tomorrow.
So Lightning,
I hate that thing. Yes,
I knew it was.
But they got Perry now. So
again,
yeah.
Okay, really quick because we got to end the show. If I had told my girlfriend at the time that if I had to choose between if I had to trade for something in the world, right? I told her I would trade her for the Columbus Crew winning another MLS Cup.
Well,
that did not go over well.
Well, it happened.
This was like 2020. This was like last year, like before we broke up, before I went to Seattle.
I was about to say, if it was before we won it in 23, then
Nope. But all right, boys, that's the podcast. Yay.
Don't forget to go get your Sam's Club membership, y'all. Click on our link in our bio.
Mm-hmm.
I was just about to read that. I don't care. Read it. Yep. Go ahead. Do that.
I ain't reading it, but I'm just saying, if y'all ain't got
no, you don't got to read it. Just mention it.
If you ain't got a Sam's Club membership, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click on our link in our bio. It's 50% off when you click on it. Go stock up on your foods, whether it's for, tailgating for sporting events. If y'all got kids, you go stock up on them Capris and them little Huggies. Go. What are you waiting for? Go get it. It's worth it. It pays for itself.
That's a hell of a deal, honestly. 50% off,
and then literally if you can't find tickets, if you can't find tickets to that sporting event that you're tailgating, that you just got food from Sam's Club for, go to StubHub. There's a link for that too in our bio. Get your last minute tickets.
And by going StubHub, you are avoiding the dreaded Ticketmaster and Live Nation. And I don't think that they need any more of our money at this point. So there's healthy alternatives out there to the dreaded TM.
Correct.
And that's it.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on every social media platform that you can think of. On Instagram at the Wismen Say Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Turn on the bell for post notifications at Wismen Say Podcast. You guys can follow us also on Blue Sky at wisemanpod.bsky.social. You guys can follow Jerald on social media
at Jerald_Lucas96.
You guys can follow Derik on social media
at Funky Moses 17.
You guys can follow me on Twitter at FisherTyler__ on Blue Sky at FisherTyler.bsky.social. You guys can also, if you guys are listening to audio, thanks for listening all the way through. Be sure to rate and follow the show on any podcast platform that there is. And yeah, Joe, my friend, as tradition goes, Wismen say,
only fools rush in.
Peace out, everybody. Have a good week. Stay safe, stay hydrated, stay cool, stay dry. Hug your loved ones. Go Crew.
Vamos, stay wise.